Welcome, yoga family. Today's class is short and sweet. We are going to keep it nice and simple for you today. All you're going to need is a yoga mat, maybe a blanket or a towel if you don't have a mat. I'm also sitting on a blanket today just to create a little space for my hips as we get started. And I will meet you on the mat. We're going to get started today in a nice easy seat. So again, you can take a blanket under the hips or a block or a pillow, whatever you've got handy today. Take the hands on top of the thighs or the knees. Take a big roll with the shoulders, slide them up to the ears, and let them fall down the back. Sit nice and tall. Really lengthen through the spine. So imagining there's a rope pulling up from the crown of the head, and then imagining that you're sending roots out through your sit bones, through your tailbone here. It's really creating length, sitting tall, open through that chest, and start to bring your awareness to the breath. We'll only spend a few moments here as we become present on our mat. This class is meant to be accessible for you any time of the day, hence the short and sweet. We're just going to start our practice today by adding some gentle movement. We'll start with some neck circles. So taking the head all the way around. Moving very slowly, very mindfully. You might notice some cracks or your neck might catch in a couple of spots. So just being a little bit extra careful today. We'll switch directions. And then gently coming back to center. We're going to take a big inhale, sweep those arms all the way to the sky. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if that feels good for you. Exhale, we'll twist to the right. Take that left hand to the right knee. Right fingertips find the floor or the blanket, whatever you might be sitting on behind you. We're just going to gaze over the right shoulder, so finding our twist. Inhaling into the lungs and belly, keeping that length in the spine. From here, as we start to come back to center, keep that left hand grounded onto the right knee, and then we'll take that right arm, sweep it up and over the body. So reaching it toward the left side, opening through the right rib cage, really push that right hip down toward your floor. Good. Inhale, lift the arm, coming back to center. Take a moment here. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale as we twist to the left, taking the right hand to the left knee, left fingertips find the floor behind you, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. As we exhale, we're going to bring that left hand. Oh, my hair is caught. We'll bring that left hand, reach it up and over the body, keeping that right hand rooted on your left leg. Breathing into that left rib cage, push the left hip down toward the floor. And we'll gently come back to center. Let the hands rest on top of the knees. Very nice. We're going to take the bottoms of our feet together here. You can take your hands, just place them gently on top of the feet if that feels good for you. If you don't like to do that, that's okay. You can set the hands to the side. You can also take the hands just behind you. And we're just going to start to add a little bounce to the knees here. So just starting to open up a little bit, create a little space in the hips with just some very gentle movement. For a couple more moments here. Now, normally during my practice, I would add a little foot massage here, but I am teaching today from Costa Rica, and it is about 1,000 degrees, and the last thing I want to do is massage my feet, so we are going to skip that today. And then we're going to take the feet just a little bit further away from the body, and then take the hands out in front, walking the chest forward. Don't worry about trying to drop all the way down in this pose. We just want to start to feel a stretch through the groin, maybe through the low back here. Just gazing softly at the floor. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper. Very nice. We'll walk the hands all the way back toward the body. If you happen to have a blanket or a block under you, we'll just set that off to the side here. And then we're going to take the legs just a little bit wider than hip width apart. Take the hands just behind you for support. We're going to let the knees fall side to side. Now as we start with this movement here, you might not find much space or much movement. That's okay. So just starting off slow, not working too hard at dropping into this motion here. But as we continue, see if you can pause a little bit on each side, pushing the upper knee down toward the floor just a little bit more. Nothing too much. Don't cause pain or discomfort, but just enough to feel a stretch. And then as we come to the left, we're going to let both knees land. So our legs are at a 90-degree angle here. If you find this uncomfortable, you can also put that blanket back underneath the hips, and that's just going to create a little extra space for you. So sitting nice and tall here, we're going to take that right hand just to the right for support, and then that left hand's going to reach up and over the body. Left hand. I'm not sure if I said left or right there. This is our left hand reaching across the body. Good. Coming back to center, we're going to take the hands and walk them out over that left leg. Again, don't worry about how deep you can get here. Just as soon as you start to feel a stretch, push a little bit deeper and then hold. Good. Coming back to center. Let the knees sweep all the way over to the right. So we've got our 90-degree angle again here. Sitting tall, we'll take the left hand to the left side for support and then reach that right hand up and over the body. Good, and then we'll come back to center and then walk the hands out in front, coming past that right shin. Let the chest sink down. Take a breath. Good, walk the hands all the way back. Take them behind you, let the legs come out in front. And we're going to swing our legs around, coming into a seated position. So we're going to tuck the toes under and sit back on the heels. Option here to take a pillow or a block in between the ankles, if that's more comfortable for you. So whichever version of this you've chosen, we're going to take an inhale, reach the arms out wide. Exhale, we're going to take a hug. So wrapping the arms around, we'll take the right over top of the left, grabbing onto the shoulders. And as we exhale, tuck the chin and the elbows down toward the legs, toward the belly button. Inhale, come up, open the arms. Exhale, this time bringing the left over top of the right, grabbing the shoulders, tuck the elbows and chin down toward the legs. Coming up, open the arms one more time, nice and wide. And then we'll bring the hands to heart center. For our final pose today, we're going to come into child's pose. So you can take that block out or keep it, whatever you prefer today. Take the knees nice and wide for this version of our child's pose. Let the hips sink down on top of the heels. Walk the hands out all the way in front. You can take the forehead down to the floor here, or you can rest a cheek. If you do the cheek, make sure you switch sides. You can also take a block or a blanket just under the head here. Really reaching those fingertips away from the body. Stretching through the underside of the arms, through the chest. Then we'll very gently and slowly walk the hands back toward you. Take both knees to the right side of your mat and then sit the hips down. We'll come back into a seated just the way we started. If you happen to remember which way you had your legs crossed at the beginning of class, I invite you to try and switch this time. It just makes our brain fire a little harder. When we change things up, we do things we're not typically used to. This feels remarkably uncomfortable for me, so I'm going to breathe through it. Sitting nice and tall. Nice big inhale here. Exhale out through the mouth. We'll do 2 more that way. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Allow that breath to come back to normal. We'll bring the hands to heart center, bowing the head. Thank you so much for joining this short and sweet practice today. And if you liked today's class, I hope that you'll subscribe for more and drop a comment below and let me know what kind of class you'd love to see. Thank you so much. Namaste.